morning, 11:30 on the clock. It's time for Market Fatafat right here on ET Now. Your daily dose of all the movers and shakers today in trade wraps up in 30 minutes. I'm Mubina Kapasi. Markets looking pretty decent, making our way towards 10,900, though we're still about 9 to 10 points away from that. But the show is all about individual stocks. So let's bring on board then our research analysts as well as our technical analysts who are going to be joining in on the show over the next 25 odd minutes. We have with us Soumya Sharma, Siddharth Bhamre, and on the technicals, Kunal Bothra, as well as Hemant Kapari of KR Choksi Securities as well joins in on the show. Thanks to all of you for joining in. And let's kickstart the show first with the big news maker, and that is the United States removing India from the list of GSP beneficiaries. Well, of course, the Commerce Secretary has come out and said that the economic impact is going to be very, very limited because we do have only $190 million worth of benefits that we were receiving on account of India being in the GSP list. But the likes of a Bharat Forge, the likes of a Motherson Sumi did, on the word go, see some red on the screen. In fact, Bharat Forge was at a point of time losing almost 2.5 to 3%. But the reason why we're including this is because look at the way the stock has actually recovered from the day's low and in fact now has ebbed into the green. So while it's almost flat, very, very marginal gains witnessed as you can see on your screen. It's a very, very interesting recovery. Perhaps may have to do a little with the Commerce Secretary's, comments coming in post this saying that they did try to work with the United States. And of course, like I said, the economic impact is very, very limited, not to a very major extent. So that may have perhaps helped, Bharat Forge to come off from that significant pressure that the stock price was trading at earlier in the day. So that certainly is the big news maker today in trade. Well, Kunal, let's talk about NCC. You have a buy here. What's the reason?
So the stock has broken some key resistances. Mubina, the stock was trading flat in a sideways kind of range. Sorry for that. But now it's broken out of multi-week resistances and with momentum on its side, and this being a high beta stock traditionally as well. So when it tends to find some key momentum, the momentum lasts longer and it's more prominent in terms of price appreciation. So I believe NCC could be a good bet even at current levels. I believe 100, 102 could be a near-term target range now for the stock, and stop loss could be trailed higher to almost 90.
All right, so that's NCC. For you, it's a buy, target at 100 rupees. The stock is currently trading at approximately 95 to 96. Hemant, technology stocks today once again have come under significant selling pressure. In fact, all of them are losing. What would be your take on Wipro?
Oh, well, it's a slightly mixed picture, Mubina. If you have a long-term view, it's a hold. Otherwise, it's a near-term view, it's a sell on bounce. The stock has entered a short-term correction. Indicators have signal across oversell. It could take some time to consolidate or correct over here. So I have a feeling short-term it's an exit, sell on bounce. Longer-term view.
Okay, so for a longer-term time horizon or a medium-term time horizon, it's a hold, but it's a sell on bounce if you have a shorter-term time horizon when it comes to Wipro. Today, the stock price is down by about 1.5%. But here's an ET Now exclusive, and that is with respect to the Gati promoters considering moving out of Gati completely, selling their stake to TVS Logistics. My colleague Vivek Iyer has picked up this exclusive story. Vivek, what exactly are your sources telling you?
Well, this particular news, this particular deal has been in the works for quite some time. In fact, a little over last year, we had actually understood that the promoters of Gati were looking to sell their stake. They hold almost a 24% stake, and there were a couple of interested bidders as far as the promoter stake in Gati was concerned. What we are picking up from our sources is that TVS Logistics has won the race as far as picking up the promoter stake in Gati is concerned. In fact, they are looking to pick the entire promoter stake, and TVS Logistics, what we understand from our sources, has also gone ahead and told a couple of other large shareholders that they are willing to pick up their stake in the company as well. We also understand that the deal pricing is at a significant premium to the current market price of the company, and TVS Logistics is looking to go ahead and end this particular deal within the next couple of weeks itself. Why does it make sense for TVS Logistics to go ahead and pick Gati? TVS Logistics, one of India's largest logistics service providers, mainly focused in the other parts of the country. While if you're talking about Gati's strong presence in the south is something that is going to go ahead and complement TVS Logistics. So in case if you're talking about Gati, this particular deal was something that was a bit of an overhang as far as the stock price was concerned, and if this particular deal does go through, this particular overhang will go away, and you could expect some amount of re-rating as far as Gati is concerned.
All right, Vivek, thanks for that. So that's an ET Now exclusive, and Gati certainly has surged in trades. So hence, that ET Now impact is causing this stock to be on our list on Fatafat. So that's why are you flagging off Equitas?
Well, third trading session in line, Mubina, that the stock is doing well, and we are seeing a comeback of some of these mid-cap names, financial names. And stock is poised for a breakout above 123. It would break a trend line if it moves above that level, and it's hardly in a couple of rupees away from those levels. We're seeing formation of long position, so watch out for this name for further upside, and if it moves above 123, then we are talking about big upside.
All right, 4.4% higher for Equitas. Kunal, cement stocks certainly have been a buzz. There's all that news with respect to the price hike. You're flagging off Ambuja Cements.
So yes, many of the mid-cap, large-cap stocks are doing extremely well. You've seen some consensus price move or a coherent price move on many cement stocks. Now Ambuja Cement, case in point, is yet another stock which has broken its 50 and the 200 moving average cluster almost decisively. The stock has been moving up on higher volumes, even though the volumes today are slightly on the lower side, but the volumes of the last couple of days have been quite strong enough. So it gives that strong confirmation that the stock, which is almost at a swing breakout, could be a good bet even from a short-term view from current levels. So 232 could be a target range for Ambuja Cements, which suggests a buy at current levels as well, and stoppers could be kept to 216 levels.
Okay, 2.25% higher for Ambuja Cement. Eicher Motors certainly as well, along with the rest of the auto pack, is a stock in news, well, on account of the February sale numbers. The motorcycle sales have declined 14% on a year-on-year basis. The precise amount that it has come in at is approximately 62,630 units. What exactly is the estimate meantime? Well, it was 70,900, so it's come in below expectations, significantly below expectations, in fact, for that matter. Quite a drop seen over there. This is a 14% drop on a year-on-year basis. However, the stock price has recovered, and how, from the day's low. We were staring at a decline of almost 1 to 2% on in the earlier part of the trading session. But all of these auto stocks have managed to recover very, very smartly from the day's low, and Eicher Motors certainly has not been left behind over there, powering ahead at the day's high. Adani Power, on the flip side, is seeing a massive decline today. A massive uptick today in trade, 6.5% higher. What would you make of this move?
Adani Power is in a short, medium, longer term uptrend. The outlook remains positive. We are above the 55-day, 55-week exponential moving averages. In fact, even the quarterly charts are seeming to suggest positivity. Hold stop loss 49. The first target would be a very short term 54. I think we are heading towards 58.
Right, 6.5% higher for Adani Power. Soumya, sale, meantime, after that massive rally witnessed on Friday's trading session, a follow-up today.
Yes, this is the second straight day wherein the stock has been gaining. Well, on Friday, the stock gained by over 8%, and today as well, it is up by over 4%. Well, this is on back of a positive note by JP Morgan, wherein they upgraded the stock from neutral to overweight with a target price of 78 per share. They said that this upgrade was on favorable risk reward, and they expect these, particularly SAIL and Tata Steel, to benefit from higher steel prices.
All right, Steel Authority of India is gaining very smartly, and of course there's buzz of a third price hike as well making the rounds. Siddharth, the BEML, why are you flagging this one off for our viewers?
Well, as we speak, the stock is at highest point of the day. The stock is doing pretty well. No major reason as such, but then we are seeing formation of long position in future segment. And till 9:30, moving on, this stock doesn't have any resistance in between. 9:30 is like around 50 points away from current levels. The way we are seeing volumes in last 1.5 to 2 weeks, it seems that it might at least reach towards those levels. And if that is breached, then we are talking about almost a 1-year high. It would be the highest level since May 2018 for stock. So watch out for further upside in BEML.
All right, and Kunal, meantime, you are flagging off BEML's peer BEL.
Even that stock is looking quite strong, Mubina. The last, I think, 2 weeks have been particularly very good for the stock price, because from 74, 75 levels, where the stock was threatening to make multi-month, multi-year lows, it's reversed back quite strongly. Now it's broken its 50 DMA in that process, and it looks quite ripe for a continuation rally. The 200 moving average for BEL is closer to 95, 96 levels, and I believe that the stock should try and test those levels in the next couple of weeks. So that could be a good bet at current levels. Keep a stop loss of 84.
All right, so that's the news. That's the recommendation from Kunal on a BEL. Now, the other stock that we are flagging off is Aavas Financiers. There's been some fund activity over there. Matthews International Fund has bought a little over 4 lakh shares, purchased it at 1,070 rupees per share. On the other side of the transaction, you do have Amundi Funds, SBI FM Equity, selling 4.5 lakh odd shares in the company, 4.5 lakh shares of the company at the similar price. So this stock fund action has certainly kept the stock busy in trade. It's now gaining more than 3.5% today in trade, and of course is perched at a 52-week high. All right, moving on, Himen, Symphony, today we are seeing an uptick come by in the stock price, 6.3% higher. What are you seeing in terms of trends?
Looks positive. We are in a short and medium term uptrend, Mobina. Hold with a stop loss of 1265, target 1440. The stock has posted a fresh 9-month high top, higher bottoms and shape above the 55-day and week exponential.
Okay, so that's Symphony for you, more than a 6% uptick seen over there. Soumya, Mahanagar Gas, however, on the flip side, is losing. What's the reason?
According to reports, Shell is looking to exit the city gas distribution business by selling its 10% stake in Mahanagar Gas. Well, it wants to exit this in order to focus on other businesses in India. Well, given this, last year as well, the company Shell had offloaded 24% of its shareholding in 2 tranches, 8.5% in April and 14% in August in the open market through bulk deals. Well, this is what we gathered from the reports, Shell wanting to sell its stake in Mahanagar Gas.
All right, stock number 15, Siddharth, REC PFC.
Well, these two have started moving in tandem, though, earlier also there was strong correlation. What we are seeing, Mobina, here is both stocks are forming long positions, more long positions in REC Limited, more volumes in REC Limited compared to PFC. And these stocks are nowhere near to their near-term resistance. I won't say they are in uncharted territory, but then the kind of correction we had seen in PFC, REC from a year back levels or a 1.5 to 2 years back level, I think there's a lot of ground to be made to by these stocks, and the upside probably has just begun.
Okay, well, we'll take a very short break right here on Market Fatafat. Come right back, the countdown will continue. Welcome back. You're watching Market Fatafat right here on ET now. Let's continue with the countdown of the movers and shakers. Kunal, Hero Moto, of course, we did have those auto sale numbers come in. But on the technicals, what are you seeing?
So, the last couple of days have been quite, fruitful for the stock because it's trying to rally from, sub 2600 levels to now 2750, 2760. Look at the volume built up in the last 2 days. So, not just today, where the volume has crossed almost 60% of the last 2 days, but the volume chunk in the last 2 days, 3 days have been particularly quite positive. So it sort of indicates that there is a new shift of volume patterns for Hero MotoCorp, and the prices moving up higher gives an inclination that the move could be positive side for Hero MotoCorp. Now the next set of targets or resistances for the stock is closer to 2950. I believe the stock should be heading towards those levels. Could be a good positional bet from current perspective, and keep a stop loss of around 2660.
All right, so that's the word coming in on a Hero Moto today. Right now it's high by 3%, like I said, in line with the way auto stocks have moved. Jindal Stainless, meantime, just take a look at the way that stock price has rallied as we speak. A massive surge witnessed over there, 17% higher now. You could attribute this to the fact that stainless steel prices have actually run up quite a bit. In fact, we did have news that we are seeing steel mills really restock on stainless steel prices. Chinese nickel futures as well rose more than 2% to a near 5-month high peak. This was, of course, on Monday. London nickel prices touched a 6-month peak, and the prices, like I said, of stainless steel have continued to rise. Supply of ferro nickel as well is very, very tight, so that cost push factor as well is pushing stainless steel prices higher. Like I said, Chinese steel mills are actively replenishing their stocks amid the rising stainless steel prices. So important to note, and Jindal Stainless as well as JSL Hisar, both of these stocks are showing quite an uptick today in trade. Himen, Repco Home Finance, it's another day where we are seeing pricing action here.
Well, we're in a very interesting situation, Mobina. We've seen significant high volume coming in. We've had what was some time back 22% long built up, which is currently around 14%. but the stock looks good. We are recovering from a deeply oversold situation. The indicators have given crossover buys. Further upside seems to be in the cards, barring a minor correction. So hold, stop loss 365, target 390 and 405.
Okay, more than 6.5% of gains for Repco Home Finance. Soumya, meantime, look at the rally seen in SML Isuzu.
Well, right, this is the second straight day extending its gaining momentum. Well, the stock was up by over 20% on Friday, and even today it is gaining by over 7%. Well, this is on back of strong February auto sales number. Well, the total sales stood at 1,282 units versus 965 units year-on-year basis. Well, this is reported a growth of 33% in the February 2019 sales.
All right, so that's SML Isuzu for you. Siddharth, OMC names certainly are buzzing today in trade. You're flagging off BPCL?
Well, yeah, and BPCL has been outperforming. Let's accept that fact. And if you look at technically, Mubina, then there is a triangular pattern which got formed, and today we have seen breach of that pattern, which has bullish implications. Also, 200 DMA is getting breached, which is again positive. We are seeing formation of long positions in future segment, which is again positive, and all these observations are backed by strong volumes. So watch out for this name for further upside.
Okay, so this BPCL is gaining very smartly today in trade. So now you're flagging off the newly combined entity of IDFC First Bank. You know, for the last 3 months, we've seen quite a rebound come by in the stock price. Is that the reason you're positive here?
So after that 3 months of rebound, Mubina, today is the day where you're seeing a longer term pattern breakout, and that's an inverse head and shoulder pattern breakout. I'm talking of the last 1.5 years. I think approximately from end of 2017, start of 2018 is where the stock was trying to form this inverse head and shoulder pattern. It's given a breakout currently, and I believe that could be a very good sign of a strong reversal for IDFC First Bank. Volumes have been quite positive in the last 4-5 months, and I believe that could be an added confirmation that this pattern could be a good reversal pattern for IDFC First Bank. So whether it's a short-term trader, whether it's longer-term trader, I think your bias has to be positive to this stock.
All right. Ashoka Bilcon, meantime, just earlier in the morning, we had news that the company has been declared as the lowest bidder for a Rail Vikas contract. It's an L1 bidder now with a quoted value of 443 crore rupees. The completion period is 36 months. And you are seeing the stock price duly react to that news. It's more than 5% higher in trade. Hemi, let's talk about these steel stocks. You know, what a rally witnessed over here. There's news, like I said, about these companies going for another price hike. What's your, recommendation?
I think very validly put, Novita. I think most of the metal stocks are looking good, ferrous as well as non-ferrous, but yeah, steel especially. And yes, W Steel does look positive. I would suggest a buy. Stop loss 277, target 298. It is posted a short and medium term bottom. Indicators have turned positive. We are in a triangle on the daily chart from the last 5 trading sessions. An upward breakout is anticipated. We're facing resistance from the 55-day exponential moving average that should be overcome in a day or two.
Okay, so it's a buy on JSW Steel. Soumya, what's the news on Midhani?
Well, Midhani, one of the leading manufacturers of special steels and super alloys, has won an order of worth over 475 crore rupees. Well, with this order, the cumulative order booking during FY 18 and 19 will stand at over 1800 crore rupees.
All right, and Siddharth, meantime, Arvind continues to go higher.
Well, yeah, last trading session was awesome for this stock, 10% up in prices. And there was huge formation of long position, and we did speak about this name in previous edition of Fatafat also in Friday's trading session, that how there is long built up. Now, second consecutive day of formation of long position, the follow-up buying is also taking place, and technically also, if you see, then there were some candlestick pattern which indicates that probably the bottom is in place and stock can see a further upside from current levels.
All right, 26 stock then. Kunal, auto stocks buzzing, so Escort certainly has to be flagged off as well.
Mubina, and look at the way the price has managed to spring back into action. So earlier the last on the monthly charts, there was this rising trendline support the stock was trying to take. It managed to take support, I think, for the 4th time just a couple of weeks back, bounced off, and now it's in process of making yet another structured uptrend. So a swing breakout, breakout of 50 DMA, all of that is a confirmation that Escorts could rally from current levels as well. 730 could be a next target, and stop loss could be kept at 675.
All right. Som Distilleries, meantime, promoter Jagdish Kumar Arora has bought a 3.96% stake on the 2nd of March. So he's upped his stake to 24% from 20.1%. And the stock price certainly is buzzing away in trade. He made very quickly Indiabulls Housing Finance as well. Big buzzer today.
Yes, looks good. A very strong recovery. Short and medium term bottom in place. Indicator positive 6% long build up. Further upside expected, Mubina.
At the day's high, in fact, for Indiabulls Housing Finance. Soumya, an important approval for Work Hard?
Well, yes, they have received US FDA approval for its generic prostate cancer tablet. Well, this is a generic version of Johnson & Johnson's Zytiga. They'll be soon launching this product in US and will be manufactured at a contract manufacturing facility based near Hyderabad.
All right, so Work Hard of the day's high, but still buzzing today in trade. Along with Repco, Siddharth, we are seeing buying momentum in a Canfin Home as well.
Well, today a lot of financial names, Mubina, are doing well, and we pointed few of them. Canfin Home Finance, already the stock has seen one breakout around 275. The other breakout level is around 295, 300, where, few months back there was resistance. That is where 200-day moving average is also lying. And all this is seen backed by very strong volumes in cash and futures market, along with formation of long position. So one of the name again in financial space which is poised for further upside.
All right, 30 movers and shakers wrapped up in 30 minutes. We'll leave it at that then. Hemant, thanks so much for joining in with your technical recommendations. Kunal, Siddharth and Soumya, to you as well. Coming up next is Markets at Noon.